Good morning, everybody. It's Monday morning, July 24. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I've been up here since last Wednesday. I was fortunate enough to hook up with my buddy Jimmy and his brother on Friday and hit the river in his boat. We caught some fish, had a good time. It's good to be out. I was on some new water that I never got to fish, so that's always exciting. But we're up here early. It's 5:53 on the phone. Pulled in here about 5:35. Kind of waited a minute or two for it to get light. Only one's here so far, so we had the lake to ourselves for a little bit. We'll see how long that lasts. Beautiful morning. Looks like it's going to be sunny and hot. We've got a little bit of fog on the water here, so we're going to try to take advantage of that, locate maybe some topwater bite this morning, and revert to some weed bed fishing later. Got a couple tactics I wanted to try today. So stick with me. Hopefully I have a good program put together, and hopefully everybody enjoys. All right, we're hooked up here, guys. Not sure what we got. Set the hook and I hit the damn disengage button and half backlash the reel, but it looks like he stayed on. He's decent, average size. Oh, a largemouth out here. How about that? All right. Well, there's the skunk killer for today, Mr. Largemouth. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it was really odd. I made a pretty good cast, and sure enough, as soon as he hit, I kind of disengaged the reel. But how about that, huh? What a sunrise today. Little fella, got a little bruise on his side. But there's a skunk killer. So we'll start with that for today, and hope that it continues in a positive direction. But man, this sunrise today, tough to beat. Took some good pictures of it, but we'll see how that affects him. We got no clouds today. It's going to get bright real fast, and we'll see if the bite gets going. That was the first one I found, first cast, and there he was. So we'll keep going from there. All right, we're hooked up to Mr. Jumper here. Topwater bite's just getting going. It's taken a couple hours, but it's finally starting. That's a good smallmouth. Holy smokes. He's all kinds of acrobatic. There we go. Boy, I just had a pod go up in front of me here, these guys. There must have been, I don't know how many fish, maybe 20. The whole surface was just blown up. And boy, I threw in there, and I must have had 7 or 8 misses. They just kept swinging and missing and swinging and missing. Very aggressive and very angry, but finally when I threw into this last pod, he's not a giant, but he, I think he was the 3rd or 4th fish that got it. So they're really aggressive today as far as wanting to swipe at the lure, but they're very inaccurate. They're all missing it, and finally that guy got a hold of it good. So we got the sun climbing pretty high, but I finally found a spot where I can see the bait all over the surface. So I'm gonna mosey around here a little bit longer and see what happens. And while I do that, by the way, there's the bait laying right behind the boat here. Nobody won last question. I asked the question about what was my first big bass of the year. I believe it was back in April 4th, April 6th. It was a 3-pound, 2-ounce largemouth, and I caught her on a War Eagle spinnerbait that Jake and Paige got me a gift card for Cabela's, and I bought it. So that was one where I got a little excited early in the season, and kind of said, that's a 3-2, that's a 3-2. My lovely daughter-in-law makes fun of me incessantly about it. I don't know if you can see, but there's fish jumping there, there, and there. So I'm going to try to get into these. The bait fish are all over the surface. So we'll see what I can do. This area seems to be primed to go. It's all bubbly over here. A lot of bait here, right in front of me, a lot of bait. So that's all a good sign. Let's see if we can get a bit where this one was just jumping. I'm a little short on that cast, but we'll see if anybody's home anyway. But nope, nobody home. But yeah, the surface is just all bubbled up with bait fish here. So we'll keep fishing away. Hope everyone's having a good day. I sure am, and I'll talk to everybody. All right, first fish on the riser bait. I got the spook way out there. One just missed it. And while one missed the spook, I grabbed the riser bait on the next little pod and appeared to have hooked into Mr. Smallmouth. We'll see if he's taking a few jumps. Oh, he's a nice looking fish. Again, not even hooked well. Oh boy. It's been a funny day, or a funny week, I guess, with these fish. There we go, look at that. Thank goodness for Mr. Father's Day net. All right, come here, pal. He only had one hook in him. He just had the tail of that. So there you go. That's a nice smallie. So we'll fire him back in. We'll reel in the spook and we'll stay at it. All right, number 2 on the riser bait. Again, I got my spook line out somewhere. I don't know. Oh, there it is over there. All right. Yeah, they're really starting to pop on these bait fish here, everybody. So we'll see how much of a hook I got in this guy. The way it's been going these last couple trips, I probably have one hook barely in them, but we'll see. Yeah, I do. So we'll net him up again, even though he's not big. And there he is. Oh, he actually had him pretty good. Come here, buddy. Alrighties. Yeah, this net's been doing great for me. I've been very fortunate. Alright, let's get him out of here. There you go, little guy. Let's see if we can get out of this net now. Would be nice, huh? Alright, I'll shut y'all off. Alright. I think we got the little one. He's doing the surf. Oh, there he goes. He's not bad. Might have got into a largemouth here. Now we're digging. Yeah, it is a largemouth. Cool. Nice fat largie. That's the second one of the day. Oh, they're blowing up behind me here, folks. Let's say goodbye to him. And see if we can't untangle this, which we did. Kind of slowly though. They're jumping right here, but it's been a few seconds, so this probably won't work out for us. Especially since my spook's all goobered up. Alright, so we'll keep with it. Nothing big yet today. All very average. But again, it couldn't be more fun. It's been a pretty active spot I got into here, so we'll see how it continues. They continue to feed here. Bait is just everywhere, so hopefully eventually some of the bigger boys and girls show up, but for now it's been pretty average. But that being said, fun. I'll take it all day long, literally, although I don't think it'll last all day long. The sun's really climbing on me, so we'll see how much longer it lasts. Yep. Looks like we got another California smallmouth. He's surfing. We'll just zoom in here. Oh, there he goes. All right. Been tough, people. Tough finding this bite. Sun is on me. Getting some blow-offs, and I'm putting the bait in them, and they're just really quick. They're to the surface, hit, and they are gone. And I don't know if it's a bright sun thing, they can see me as well as I can see them or what, but if you don't throw into them as they are feeding, you're not getting bit. And even the ones that I'm getting bit on just have not been getting the bait. I don't know, they're more, I don't know what they are today. They're just kind of swiping at it. And there's some going here a little bit. I've had a lot of fish miss the bait today. A lot, which is rare. I think like that last one, a lot of these fish are smaller today. Surface is just covered, you know, as you can see here, with all kinds of debris, weeds, sticks, leaves, everything. I know it rained really hard up here Thursday night, like we got at home. And I don't know if a lot of that washed out from the creeks and it's everywhere now, but definitely a little different here today. Every day's been a little different. Nothing's really duplicated a whole lot recently, but just tough. I really want to stay on this topwater bite. It's just fun. So any hit I get or fish I catch is really, it's worth the effort. It's worth the time. But that being said, I'm getting hotter and hotter and melting more and more. And might go work some of the weed beds with the drop shot a little bit just to slow down a little bit and get myself refocused, because this has been tough. So there's a little blow up there and I put it right in it, but gone. And a couple that weren't gone came up and just knocked the lure sideways now the water, and never felt them, and they were gone. So definitely a weird bite today, but we're going to keep casting to every single one of them because you never know. There we go. Nice bass, crankbait bass, barely hooked, of course. Turbo style. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Let's see what we got here. All right. So, decided to try something different, and by God, it worked. To say we were due is an understatement. All right, there we go. Came out here to throw the square bill around. I haven't thrown the square bill around since spring. Oh my goodness. Anyway, came out to our old point here and started working. Sure enough, I had a dink hit it, and he come off real quick, so doesn't much matter about him. But there you go. That's a nice fish. We've been really searching, trying to find a nice chunk for the day, and that, my friends, looks to be it. So we'll take him. I'm quite pleased with that. Out here in the middle on our old point from the spring. So I'm going to stick around here a little bit and throw this square bill and see if I can't pull another one or two out of these weeds. But that was kind of a hectic catch there. He took a jump at the boat. I was running to the back, and next thing I knew, he was in our net. So let's keep on going. All right, we got ourselves a drop shot bass. Haven't seen him yet. Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. Hey, welcome aboard, young man. Oh man, I'm just having a little bit of fun here. I'm not a monster, but fun and kind of neat, because there's this little point here that I fished it in the fall last year because the water was way down. I knew there was rocks and stumps on it. And every time I wanted to hit it this year, at this time, it seems like somebody was here, another boat. It was too windy. It was always something. But today it's not that windy. There's no boats. I just got that one on a square bill out on that deep point, which I had so much luck on in the spring, if you'll remember. And used a Keller square bill I've never used before. But I did put on one that's kind of perchish, bluegillish color. And that's primarily because of that big bass that I saved there earlier in the season. I know they're eating the bluegill, so I figure, well, if I'm going to fish the weed beds, that's where the bluegill and some perch like to hang out. So why not match the hatch, so to speak. So that was a really cool bite for me. And now this spot here comes off these weeds, and it drops off pretty good. And there's some big rocks here. So I thought I'm going to take that drop shot and see if I can't bounce it along here and pick up something. And sure enough, it's coming through a little patch of weeds there, and that largemouth smacked it. So kind of neat. These two spots and these two baits in these two spots, that's kind of a victory for me today. So even though I'm not catching them real big, and I am certainly not catching a lot of them, topwater bite just never materialized. The ones that got there were some vicious attacks, I call them. There were some spots where there must have been 20 or 30 bass. So the water was just bubbling. Now they were blowing up everywhere and really attacking, but it was too far away from me. I couldn't get to it. By the time I did, they were gone. So there were a couple instances where that topwater bait ball was really going, but never really got to where it's been in the past 2 years that I've been up here. So still waiting for that, and hoping that does materialize before the end of summer, because as everyone knows who fishes, these July into August, man, these dog days is tough until fall gets here. So really looking forward to September, October, and November as the water cools down and the fish really start to feed up for the winter. They really come shallow and show themselves. So anyway, cool. Last two bites have been pretty cool. I'm going to work down into this shallow weed bed flat, and I'm going to throw that crankbait again and see if I can't fish the edges and maybe trick a few bass into thinking they got a bluegill for lunch, but instead they get to come see me in the boat. So we'll see what happens. Well, friends, I am sorry you had to sit through that, if you made it the whole way through. Of course, I don't think it's very long. I don't know yet, but I don't think we caught too many today. I caught one keeper, and that was on the square bill on the weed point I'm approaching here now, which was really a neat fish. That was a good fish. Next best fish was probably that drop shot one, which again was kind of a spot and a lure I wanted to try there, and it worked. So kind of 2 for 2 on success on those ones. The topwater, it was there, but it wasn't there. It was definitely odd today. Did not catch many on it. Would have liked to have really run into them, but just didn't. As you can see, boy, it's blue skies and a little bit of wind going, so that always makes conditions tough on a clear water lake. I'm not going to ask any questions today. I'm going to save them for a little deeper into the week, since we didn't have an answer for last week's question, not a correct answer. And Mrs. Turbo Yeti is working on prizes yet for our first 3 winners, so we don't want to get too deep into winners until our prizes come in. So we'll keep working. I hope everyone had a decent Monday, and a quick shout out to Superfan Mom and Dad, also known as Grandma and Pap. They showed up last night at the house with a new cat for the boys. So there's a new kitty in the house. We're having trouble locating her right now. She seems to be hiding and getting adjusted to life in our house versus the shelter. But when she's out, super friendly, super cool cat. Haven't had one for a little bit of time here, so nice to have a feline critter in the house again. So thanks to you both, and good luck to Kyle this week. Gonna play a little baseball. Likes to get back to his roots and get out on the old diamond. So Kyle, enjoy. I'm sure it'll be a great week. And that's it. Everybody else have a great week, and I'll be back with another video that is hopefully much better than this one. So we'll sign off on that, guys. We'll catch you.